Oh, shit.
And turrets are after me as well.
Oh, Aaron, if Guru is on, tell him to come and join the stream for a little bit if he has the time and if he wants to. I'm gonna share the story about.
Well, he is live with Friday the 13th. I shall.
God damn it! He's going to steal our viewers.
Yes, he is.
Boo, boo! I say, boo. And speaking of honey, guys, I actually got some honey with me from my grandmother. One of her friends I think her husband is making his own honey, so I got a bottle of that, and it's delicious.
The intruder's avatar shimmers in the cool ambient glow of the bank's matrix hub. He sneers at Blitz and his hands close into fists.
And thank you, Serena. You get another hug, and so does the rest of you. All the hugs.
Who the hell are you, man? I could ask the same of you. You're in my banking system, you little bastards. What? My name is Plotz. I run the Landenberg ring. That makes this bank and everything in it mine. That means that you and your friend are trespassing, and that means that neither of you is going to make it out of here alive.
Oh, thanks guys for staying here with us. And hey Plotz. Nice to meet you.
I'm shaking my boots, man. I mean, seriously. How old are you, by the way? Because you look about 40.
Blitz, have you looked yourself in the mirror recently? Just saying.
The banker's face is overtaken by a menacing smile. I'm still spry enough to ruin your day, punk. Your ass is mine. Cool.
Oh, shite.
Alright.
Well, thanks, Serena. I'm glad you think so. And since we are in combat now, oh, can you cheer for me then, Serena? Because that would be much appreciated. And well, my last night as a bartender, very last night, it was between Christmas and New Year's Eve sometime. And a local band was going to play at the bar, and the band members went to the same school as me, one of them in the same class as me. And I had gotten really, really, really sick. We were talking fever, sore throat, and well, my voice was failing me. It was disappearing slowly. I get to the bar, first 10 minutes, I accidentally drop a bottle, I smash it, and a piece of glass gets lodged into my finger. And a small piece, yeah, a small piece, but still. Yeah, I got a band-aid on it, but every time I was handling anything with alcohol in it, it would run through the band-aid and into the wound, so it kept stinging all night, and my voice was getting worse and worse and worse. And then, for some reason, we had our own toilet, us bartenders, out in the back. We had a key to it, and the key disappeared, so all of a sudden, we could not use the bathroom. And we were like, oh shit, well, I guess all of us have to hold it. So that was the first two things. Then, one of the guys from school, who's 1 year below me, comes up to the bar, and he takes my hand, and he's like, you're coming home with me. Me being extremely sick and not really interested in him, I'm just like, no, but you know, if you want to buy a beer, I can help you there instead. So he buys a beer. But he keeps coming back insisting I'm going home with him, and I'm just like, no, I'm not. You're very cute, but I'm extremely sick and I'm not really that interested, so no thank you. Then, all of a sudden, of course, I have to pee. And we cannot use the bathroom because the key is missing, and going to the bathrooms that the guests are using would have us, you know, end up waiting in line for several hours, and we do not have time for that when we are on the job. So I had to hold it for 4.5, 5 hours. And then by the morning, my hands are shaking. I have a high fever and my voice is almost completely gone. Everything I say comes out in a whisper. And then, because I'm so tired, I'm like, I'm just gonna hand out the jackets for people leaving. Guess who comes to pick up the jacket from me? Mr. You're going home with me. And once again, he takes my hand. He's like, you're coming home with me. And I'm like, no. Again, I'm extremely tired. My stomach is hurting because I've had to hold it for 4.5, 5 hours. I haven't been able to go to the bathroom. My voice is almost gone. I have a fever. My hands are shaking. I just want this night to end so I can go home and be sick and sleep. And again, he takes my hand, he's like, coming home with me, and I'm just like, no, I'm not. I really just want to get home at that point. And he's like, oh, yes, I think you really should. I'm just like, no, I'm not. And then he almost starts to cry, and he's like, why not? Is it because I'm ugly? Do you think I'm ugly? And he's standing there, tears in his eyes, and start running down his face, and I'm just like, no. Again, I don't want to make the guests cry. That's not really my job as a bartender. So I'm just like, no, it's not that, it's just I'm not in the mood. And he's like, oh, okay. He immediately he stops crying. And he's like, oh, okay, you know, that's fair. He gives me a hug, takes his jacket, and says, well, I'll see you in school and bye. And then he leaves. And I get to finish up and clean the bag, and one of my friends from school, I take her out in the bag and I'm telling her about it as well, because she knows the guy, and she's laughing. And then I finally get to go home, and I end up being so sick that I had to spend New Year's Eve at home at my mother's place. And my grandmother actually comes over to take care of me. And like 12:30 in the morning, we've seen all the big fireworks, and it's like, okay, I can't stay up anymore. I'm just too sick, I'm just too tired, I'm just gonna go to bed. A few days later, I'm back in school, and everyone in my class have just been to the biggest, best party of the year. None of them have been to the same party, but every single party was just the biggest, best party they ever been to. And I was just like, yeah, I was home. My grandmother making dinner for me because I was sick. However, I was told that the guy who was hitting on me, 5 minutes after he left the bar, he was seen stealing a bicycle and then attempting to drive it home down the road. Again, attempting to drive it home. So here's the thing, I have a feeling, even if I said, you know what, yes, I'm gonna go home with you, we're going to have some fun, I'm not sure he would have been able to, because of how drunk he apparently was. And I was not able to recognize that in my very sick state. Almost deceased, I would say, because I felt like it at that point. But yeah, everyone else was like, oh yeah, we met him right after he left the bar. He could barely stand. It was just, oh, okay. That explains the crying, I guess. But yeah, that was my very last night working as a bartender. Right when it happened, I was just so annoyed and so sick and so tired, and I just wanted to forget about everything. But again, a few days later, I was like, you know what? It was actually kind of fun. Oh, and thanks for the huggles, Serena. That's very sweet of you. Oh. But yeah. Well, then again, I was only 18 when I was a bartender, so. I wouldn't mind trying it again because it was rather fun, but I'm not sure I would like being a bartender, you know, at rush hour, because that was very stressful for me. But maybe again trying one of the, if there are many pubs here in the city, so maybe I could have like an afternoon shift or something like that. If that comes up, I think that could be fun. Oh, and see you, Aaron.
Well,
have a nice nap.
He's still gonna be here, but
oh, he's gonna nap.
Yeah, with our voices in the background.
I hope that's going to induce some interesting dreams for you, Aaron. It's not that they weren't fun, Yosatsu, it's just that for a brain like mine, it became very stressful, and I also think that's why I wasn't the best at my job. Although I tried my best, but yeah.
I'm sure you did.
I always did. I will, Shadow. I will, but I have to finish up uni first.
There we go.
Woohoo!
The gunfire dies down and the smoke clears. You and Hazenkam find yourself staring at one another across a room stacked with corpses.
Yay.
Well, that takes care of that. And now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to take care of Mr. Grounder.
Oh. Hazenkam sounds like a man of many talents.
He tosses something to you. Reflexively, you snatch it out of the air. The object feels smooth and warm to the touch. It's the plastic box that Hazenkam pulled out of the safe deposit box.
Huh.
So this time, talking worked. Hey.
Yes. You see, Blitz, you see, you can have a peaceful solution and you can still be friends afterwards. It's possible.
My former employer won't be needing this anymore. Give it to your pal Blitz. I'm sure that they can find a use for it. Hey, alright! What does it do?
Yeah.
Beats me. From the connections on the bottom, it looks like it was made to plug into a cyber deck. Beyond that, I'm as in the dark about the thing as you are. All I know is that Grinder wanted it. This will be good enough for the Red Hat disaster. Anyway, I've got things to do. I should go get them. If I hurry, I can have Grinder dead in a dumpster and still get home in time to read the grandkids story.
He's very efficient. That hasn't come.
What about plots? What about plots? Never did like the man. I'll give him a chance to scurry away, let him get his hopes up for a day or two. Then I'm gonna chuck his ass into a wood chipper.
Well, again, very efficient.
I actually like Hazenkam now.
Again, like I said, he's actually quite awesome. I would like to keep Blitz around Yosatsu, mainly because he has an awesome jacket. Have you seen how fabulous he looks? And oh, Shadow, I can't wait to see how the witch is gonna turn out when you're done inking her.
Good luck, Hazenkam. Don't need it, but thanks anyway. He turns to leave. You did good, Varren Kimbold. You ever get tired of running the shadows, you come see me. I could find a place in my organization for a man like you. I'll keep it in mind.
Yes, that's the kind of story he would tell his kids. And by the way, Aaron, I know that you are resting your eyes, but I posed a little question for you in the chat because I'm just curious. You don't have to elaborate, just say yes or no if you don't feel like it, you know.
Yes, Shadow, yes.
Yeah, that would be fun. We can see what kind of eldritch creatures her body is made out of.
The ride back to the Kreuzbazzar is a lonely one. This train car smells a little better than the one you rode in on. It isn't great, but at least it doesn't leave you gagging. Still, things are looking up. You've helped Blitz pull himself out of hot water, and with any luck at all, you'll never have to set foot in Drogenkippen again. After a long, boring trip, the car rattles to a stop, the door slides open, you're home. A sectoid witch. yeah, that sounds interesting.
It does. It sounds very interesting. And well, I have a feeling we are going back to Drogenkeeper at some point.
We'll see.
Oh, you know them too, Satsu. I really like them. I haven't listened to too much of their music, mostly the singles. Well, Shadow, I'm glad I could inspire you a little bit. I think the first song I came across from them was Dead Stars. Again, I've only listened, most of the songs I've listened to in Russian. I think there's one or two I've heard in English, but I tend to prefer the Russian ones. But yeah, Dead Stars was the very first one I heard, and yeah, it's amazing. They're both amazing vocalists, and I think they have a pretty fun sound. You know, you listen to them and just become all happy, and you're like rocking around in your chair, dancing along. And yeah.
I just bought myself another advanced med kit.
Oh, is there a new flavored loop in there?
Well, we'll see when we open it up.
Yay! That's always, you know, the exciting thing about buying advanced med kits. You're like, okay, which flavor do we get today? Surprise, surprise! Woohoo!
Now, let's talk with Blitz.
Yay!
Oh, hey Chief, you're back. And you've got the box, right? He takes an eager step towards you, his hand extended. Give it here, if you please. Should we have a chat about the whole meat grinder fiasco?
I can just see our little Varren Kimbold, like the dwarf avatar, stand there like a disgruntled parent, be like, now Blitz! do, 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 do.
I think we'll just give him the box. Here's a mystery box, Blitz. Enjoy. Alright, thanks, Chief. Blitz turns the box over and over in his hands, a huge grin on his face. Let's plug this puppy in and see what it does.
Isatsu, I think Two Wars was, I don't remember if it was the second or third one I listened to, but Two Wars and Angel came after that. Dead Stars. So yeah.
With a series of deft motions, Blitz pops the plastic cover on an unused expansion slot in his cyber deck and slides the mystery box home. A recessed LED light in the box goes from red to green. He boots up the deck, staring at the code that scrolls across its integrated display. Huh, well this is weird. The data hard-coded onto this thing is a jam packed with comlink software. It looks like the protocols for all of the major brands. Sysadmin levels too, and there's something else. What do you see, Blitz? Slowly, a smile spreads across his face. This thing is like a master key for communication systems. With this box plugged into my deck, I could hack the comlink of just about anyone in the same room as me.
Okay, just little word of caution here. If he plugs it into his own deck, does that mean that whoever made that box can also hack into his deck?
I don't know.
Because maybe they have remote access. Like, I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't say it's that easy, but it might just be me.
How is that useful? He scoffs. Use your imagination, Chief. Just about every security goon in Berlin is wired to a comm system of some kind or another. If I can hijack those comms, then I can cause all sorts of confusion in the ranks on our runs. This is one hell of a toy. I can see why Grinder wanted it. Well, I can't wait to see what you can do with it. Yeah, Chief? He grins. Me neither.
And I know Yosatsu. I do not own any of their albums, sadly. Again, monies and all. But I do enjoy listening to them. On YouTube and such, where you can find all the singles.
So.
And I hope you had a nice lunch, Serena, and I think Shadow is saying the same thing.
So, is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Or can I start playing around with this thing? The Voldor, the one that you forgot to account for. Was that really an accident? His mouth drops open. Course it was, Chief. I'm shocked that you'd even ask. What do you think, that I'd purposely strand you in a blank vault? I mean, what kind of asshole would I have to be to do that?
So it was not an accident then. Just saying.
If it wasn't part of your plan, that was an oversight of epic proportions. You can see that it isn't much better, right? Oh, come on, Chief, like you've never made a mistake. Look, you can lambaste me all you like. Aside from that one little detail, the plan was perfect. I'm proud of my performance in there. Alright, Blitz, I'm satisfied. Can we talk about something else? Sure, Chief, what do you want to talk about?
It wasn't an accident. Just saying, it wasn't an accident.
How's the meal thing going? Any luck with the search? Yeah, actually. I've made some headway. For the first time in a year, I've got a solid lead.
Well, Serena, aren't we all? Aren't we all? And what did you have for lunch, by the way? Something delicious, I hope? You can read, right?
To hell, and I never could get it open. I only took the damn thing because she told me not to. She said that security would be too tight, and I got myself killed. But I waltzed on in there and took it the same. All the same. You should have seen me, Chief. It was a thing of beauty. I don't think I've ever been much of my aim game as I was on that day. Blitz, what do you think this data from? A corporate database. You know, no big deal. Tell me which corporation, Blitz. Oh, you know, no one important. Blitz continues smiling at you for a few seconds, then looks away. I stole the file from S Technology.
Blitz, I love you, but sometimes I want to punch you in the face.
A tinge of red.
And I don't even want to punch Nazis in the face. We already had this talk. Like, seriously, Blitz, you're annoying me. And that sounds delicious, Serena. That sounds very delicious. And welcome back, Siren.
In hindsight, it might have not been the best of ideas. You think?
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess. Emily wasn't too impressed either. Our only really big fight was over that stupid file. Anyway, time passed, eventually we made up and laughed the whole thing off. Or at least I thought we did. Truth be told, I forgot all about it until I realized that the data had gone missing.
I know I had souls before, Shadow. So I did not know that they went well with toast. Do you have to put butter on it as well, or are the souls creamy enough?
Alright, so the love of your life took your encrypted file and bailed on you. What are you gonna do about it? I don't know, Chief. This whole incident has me rethinking a lot of things. What if she took the file to protect the Aussies? What if she's with them? I've got to admit, this has me worried. I'm even more torn up now than I was before. You meet your gaze and you can see the concern gnawing at him. I don't know what to do, but I'm open to suggestions. If she hacked your deck, you can't let her get away with it. Your reputation is at stake. You're right. I've got to pay her back for that. If this gets out, I'll never let it down. His face flushes red. I can't believe she did this to me. Everything we shared might have been a lie.
Okay, you have to look at what Serena and Shadow
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it.
Oh, God. I mean, have you had Danish butter? Because Danish butter is delicious. Especially on warm bread like toast or newly baked buns or something like that.
Well, didn't I have some of that butter when we had our last breakfast together?
Yes. Lurpak. That's Danish.
There we go. Best of luck. Let me know how it turns out. I will, Chief. I will. Alright, and with that, I'm gonna grab a little bit of a snack real quick.
And I'm actually gonna go as well, because I have to pee, so I guess we'll be back in 2 minutes.
Be back.
Yay. Have fun, guys, without us.
And I have returned before Moth. Alright, let's see what other things we have here. Seems to be something on my computer. Let's check. Oh, look who's here.
Are you playing without me?
I just got back.
Oh, I'm disappointed. And yes, just said so it was a party break.
Just guess what I got.
Waffles. Waffles! Oh, you're such a Belgian.
Schedule? What schedule, Serena?
And while Serena clarifies that for Varren, I can tell you that I'm definitely not drunk. However, I'm definitely tipsy because the bathroom was moving a little bit. So yeah, that's the state of me at the moment.
Well, Serena, my streaming schedule is on my banner right now. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every day at 8 PM Central European Standard Time.
And I'm here every time there's a Shadowrun stream, which tends to be on Mondays. Though, fair warning guys, week 42, which is the middle of October, there will be no Shadowrun stream. Sad face.
An end time so I can set my start time. Ah! Well, on Monday, well, it all also varies on how I feel with my stream and everything.
On Mondays, it's usually between 11 and midnight. So 3 to 4 hours, that's usually how we stream.
Yeah. And on my other streams, it's usually 2 to 3 hours.
Yes.
Sometimes it goes longer, it depends on how I feel, like, okay, I gotta finish this game right now.
Ooh, Siren, are you going to get drunk with me or tipsy with me? Because I'm definitely tipsy, that much I can tell.
I'm just gonna check if anyone else has another loyalty mission ready. Not for glory.
Oh, the wonderful glory.
And nothing for Iger.
Okay.
Alright, then let's go to Alice. Finally do the Alice thing.
I'm gonna see if I can redo her voice. It might take me a few tries, but we're going to see. I know it was saucy, but it was deep with a little bit of a pitch, and I do not remember how I did the pitch.
You'll figure it out.
You're probably right. And Shadow, I only have alcohol because my mom bought it for me. Because my mom is a sweetheart.
I'm ready to go see Alice, Paul. Give me the password. Ramsel raised an eyebrow. Are you absolutely sure? Again, I will cancel all of your remaining jobs once you've left for the rabbit hole. Yes, we're ready. Lay it on me. He breathes a sigh of relief. Excellent. The password is Volklingen. Just gonna write this down real quick.
Oh, thank you, Serena. I sent those hugs back. Oh. Well, maybe if you eat the moldy boots, you'll get high of the mold, Shadow.
I don't think that's how it works.
Oh, do you mean you have to inhale them? Then he'll get high? Stay away from the mold, guys. Stay away.
Once you're on a route to the rabbit hole with the funds for Alice payments, I will cancel the team's remaining obligations.
Okay.
Understood. I have to say, Varren, this lifts an enormous weight off my shoulders. When Monica brought you on board, I was initially unsure about you. I would never have said that to anyone else, of course. But I kept you under a watchful eye. I can see now that I needed to doubt her judgment. She chose her successor well. Now please, go fetch the information from Alice. He claps a hand on your shoulder. We're one step closer to surviving this mess. Hooray!
And I just poured myself another glass because we are going for the main mission now.
Hooray!
That needs some alcohol. Okay, guys, cheers, or as we say in Denmark, skål.
Alright. The funds disappear from your account. Moments later, a message pops up on the screen. Transfer complete. Sitting in its dock on the keyboard, a green LED blooms to life on Alice's Kreuzstick. The trigger has been pulled. The rabbit hole awaits.
Ooh.
Take the U-Bahn to meet Alice.
Yay! See, Simon knows what I'm talking about. Oh, probably right, Serena. He'll probably get really drunk and offer me a castle. We actually have a saying for that in Danish. Han lover mig guld og grønne skove. It basically means that he's promising me gold and green forest. It's basically saying, you know, he's promising me wealth and land. So, yeah, a bit of an old saying, but, you know, fits well with Rasmus. And neither am I, Shadow. Oh, and thank you, Simon, for teaching the others how to say skål, by the way. Because I can see Siren picked it up, too. And I'm not afraid of Erasmus either.
You should not.
Oh, I see, Simon.
Down the rabbit hole.
Well, our countries are very intertwined. You owned part of Denmark at some point, and we owned part of Sweden at some point, at least the borders we have today. And then we have the wonderful sibling rivalry, which keeps going on between the Scandies. Just saying.
The tiny Kreuzstick feels heavy in your pocket, fed with the weight of hard-won nuyen. The U-Bahn station swallows you up and sends you hurtling down the rabbit hole, towards Alice, towards the information you've bled for. The train pulls to a stop, and the door hiss opens to a dark, old platform. With luck, answers lie ahead.
Oh, that sucks, Shadow. I would love to have been able to say the Eldritch saying. But yeah, I know that the language of Eldritch beings is not fit for human vocal cords. It's just, it sucks.
Still nothing in this bathroom.
Were you hoping for a glory hole or something? Just hoping for something, I guess.
Let's insert Alice payment into the machine. Oh my. The Kreuzstick port in the machine greedily accepts your payment. You watch as the block plastic of the Kreuzstick case disappears into the console. Moments later, a message winks onto the screen. Varren, couldn't wait for you any longer. Something is tracking me. Something terrible. Need to get out of town, go dark for a while. If you're smart, you will too, but a deal's a deal. When you punch the flashing button on the console, it'll spit out an optical chip with your information. Take my advice, whatever this Voglar business is to you, drop it and run, and for God's sake, Varren, stay out of the Matrix, it isn't safe. Alice. Right. Message fades from the screen, and a button on the console begins to flash.
I like how you read that, even though the message was from Alice, and that was my voice. Alright, fine.
What you gonna do about it,
Nothing, I guess.
Press the button.
Well...
You can hear the whine of motors spinning up in the arcade cabinet's guts. With a smooth mechanical motion, a generic brand optical chip slides out of the payment port in front of you. Abruptly, the screen goes black. The console powers drops down. The optical chip sits in its cradle, waiting for you to take it. Take the chip.
Yay.
The instant that the chip leaves its cradle, the machine reboots itself. You are, again, alone.
Well, Shadow, I have long ago embraced the madness. And so have I! Yes, she has. And, sorry, Serena, I do not know that saying, and I cannot figure out what it would be. Again, I'm not a shapeshifter, I'm not an eldritch being, I'm just... Moth, I guess.
Guys, I think the alcohol is talking.
No, it's just me. And me.
Keep an eye out. Anyway, as you settle in for your trip back to the Kreuzbazzar, you can feel the rest of the world compartmentalize and fall away. No more distractions, just you, the train, and the optical chip. It sits in your pocket like a hot stone, impossible to ignore. The train ramps up the speed, filling the air with a monotonous electric whir. The sound is soft and low and urgent, like the droning wings of an enormous insect. It'd be soothing if your mind weren't occupied with other matters. All at once, the monotony is broken, your PDA is buzzing. A quick glance at the screen tells you you're receiving a call and that Paul Amsel is on the other end. Answer the call.
Maybe I did, Shadow, maybe I did. And, well, Serena, I do try to find happiness in all things, but it's not always that easy, I'm afraid. I try my best. Trust me, I do.
You hit the receive button on your PDA. One look at the grainy image that blossoms to life on the screen is enough to tell you that something has gone terribly wrong.
Oh, shit.
The strangled sounds of panicked breathing punch through your PDA's tiny speakers. In the image window you can see the outlines of figures silhouetted against the backdrop of Amsel's shop. The view rotates, bringing them towards the center of the frame. Oh dear.
I just have to wait a second on my end. Oh, hi! Oh, Glory back here. It's the ugly dude. It's the very, very ugly dude. I don't know if you can tell, but it's the ugly dude. Just Glory back here. It's the ugly dude.
I think you're like embroiled in combat. I think.
Still, a girl can multitask, can she not? So, ugly dude. By the way, Varren. I think I put a barf bag into your stash at one point, so you can always reach for that. Just, you know, ugly dude, just in case you need it.
Oh, that's sad to hear, Shadow, but see you next time.
Aww. Hugs, Shadow, and thank you for being here, and I can't wait to see the witch's drawings, and I hope I'll get to see the drawing of me soon. So, bye!
You get all the drawings.
Yes, and that's true, Serena, and that's wink wink.
The image sharpens. In the center of the screen stands an enormous orc in battle armor, a hand cannon leveled at something just out of frame. His face is a shiny mat of crafted tissue, his smile like something out of a nightmare. Let him go, you son of a bitch. The orc doesn't respond. You don't hear your own echo over Amsel's microphone either. You must have muted the volume on your end of the conversation. You watch, powerless, as the orc grin widens. The frantic breath that you hear coming from off-screen increases in frequency. From off-screen, you hear Amsel's frantic voice. Audrun, please, tell me what it's all about. What are the firing plans? You're going to kill me anyway. Don't send me to the grave without... Your stomach drops as the gun bucks and roars in the orc's hand. Your view in the PDA pitches wildly, then comes to a sudden stop with a violent cracking sound. A burst of static floods on the screen. Moments later, a dark shape falls into view with equivalent force. You hear the unmistakable sound of bone crunching against hardwood.
Shit.
The camera auto-adjusts and the dark shape swims into focus. You are staring into and through the dripping cavernous ruin of what was once a human head.
Yeah. Nice.
The remnants of the face that remain are enough to confirm what your gut already knows. The body on the screen is that of Paul Amsel.
Shit.
From out of frame, far away, you can hear another voice. A woman, young from the sound of it, with a military cadence. What now, sir? Oh, should have been you, actually.
Yeah.
Oops.
I was about to say. What now, sir?
Okay.
No, we press all advantage. Jam the comms, Ortega.
The sounds of hurried motion recede into the background.
Alright, remember people. Amsel was the brains of this operation, but the rest will put up a lot more fight. Flush them out, take them down, one by one.
Oh no, Glory! Glory! Come to me! I'll be safe here.
Another
The
voice
rats will
chimes
protect
in.
you.
A young man this time. Sir, look at Amsel's wrist, the PDA. I think that is recording.
God fucking
Hey.
damn it.
Hello.
You hear the roar of another gunshot and the screen goes dark. Your vision swims and the screen of your PDA seems to fade away. The impact of what you just witnessed hammers you in the gut over and over again. Amsel is dead. The Kreuzbazzar is under attack. And it's entirely possible that an ambush party is already waiting to meet you at the U-Bahn platform. Whatever your attackers have planned, you won't be able to do much about it from here. The train is speeding towards the Kreuzbazzar station. No more stops between you and the enemy. Nothing to do but to prepare yourself and wait.
See, now I wish I actually had my army of rats being able to go into the game and save the day for us.
Oh, hey, Iger.
Oh! Iger, hello! Took care of some peeps, I can see.
I'll give you this one.
Yay. The barrel of Iger's rifle swings upward. She emerges from cover, turning to face you. About time you showed up. Just saying. Could have gotten here a little bit faster, couldn't you?
The light plays off of Iger's face like streetlights on the rain slick asphalt. Her face, neck and chest are sheeted in slick dark liquid. Blood. A lot of blood. Where are you hit?
I don't think she's the one who's hit. Just saying. Serena holds up a rabbit. It's a rat! If you say so, sweetie. I'm not. This little bastard on the other hand. Iger wipes her mouth with the back of her hand, then hoists the corpse up from behind her makeshift barricade. A young man, maybe in his early 20s, his eyes frozen wide in surprise. What's left of his throat hangs down in ragged flaps. Well, he made one hell of a mistake. All of them did. Well, you see, when I ran in to kill them all and get cover and everything, my strap, my clit strap, sort of, well, it kind of jerked a bit to one side and my clitoris fell out, and it seemed to distract them all. Quite a bit, in fact. And so I had time and opportunity to really just pick them off one by one and get into cover and such, so. But don't worry, as you can see, I've tucked it back in. I know you are not a big fan of the clitoris hanging out all the time.
Alright. Nicely done. Some more Iger.
Serena, rabbits are adorable, intelligent little creatures, and they fuck like no other species, but they're not exactly rat quality. You know, I could see the rats being, you know, the army, the brute force, and very good at making strategic moves and stuff like that. And then I could see the rabbits being alchemists in that world. That's just how I imagine it. Maybe I should write a short story about it. Who knows? And Iger again. Iger shrugs. Well, you know what they say. Any weapon at your disposal. This time it happened to be a clitoris. Okay. By the way, did you meet up with Alice? Do you have the information?
Yeah, I got it. An optical chip. We'll have to use my mission computer to open it.
Oh, rabbits are adorable. I used to have a rabbit. She was called Gulerod, which means carrot in Danish. And she was white with red eyes.
You called it carrot.
Yes! I thought it was very fitting and very cute.
Well,
And
what
it
do I know?
was.
I know someone who named it bacon.
Oh, God. No, that's just inappropriate. Carrot, on the other hand, that's cute.
Also, there was also one named Ham.
That reminds me of Old Dragon. He has an obsession with ham. He's a Let's Play on YouTube. He played Stardew Valley at one point. And so at one point you can actually buy a pig to find truffles on your farm. And he named it Ham. Delicious, delicious ham. So...
Ham!
Exactly. Or whatever. Yeah, you know.
What kind of
Homer
noise was
saying,
that?
You know, Homer, he goes like ham, and he makes it or whatever sound. No, Homer from The Simpsons.
Oh, ham.
When he... Yes, that sound. I cannot make that sound.
Gotta be a man
Yes.
for that.
I guess so. I cannot. A woman cannot be that disgusting naturally, I guess. Tell
beg
me
to
I'm
differ.
wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, Varren.
I beg to differ.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I'm sorry for that. And yes, I had an albino bunny. So she was very cute. And Iger is saying, whatever's on that chip, these bastards don't want us to read it. All the more reason to do exactly that. After we put the rest of them in the ground, that is. And let me know if I need to get my clitoris out again for distraction. Seriously, Varren.
That won't be necessary.
You sure? It worked like a charm.
Iger. They killed Paul. I saw it.
Oh no. I wouldn't say she was the most dangerous rabbit that ever lived, but she was definitely very, very sweet. Her sister was brown and grey. That was my younger sister's rabbit. She called it Ninka, which is the name that the hare from Winnie the Pooh has in Danish. And she was very cute and also very sweet. Iger's expression hardens. Yeah, I know. He had us all patched in on that call. We all saw what happened. But again, with the clitoris, are you sure? Seriously, I got to take cover, I got to kill everyone, and not a scratch.
Don't worry, don't
so
worry.
well.
I'm more than enough of a distraction.
I don't know, I mean, people want to sit on you all the time, but... No, I mean, the clitoris is a much better distraction. By the way, I had to go to the doctor with it while you were gone. I don't know what it is, but, you know, something is coming out of it when I rub it. Oh my god, the look on Varren's face.
Fucking what?
It's from the Bible Reloaded. I just watched that the other day. I thought it was so much fun, so I had to repeat it. Have you seen that one? Do you know who the Bible Reloaded are, that channel? Yes, you know they do chick tracts. Good. Okay, it's these little cartoons or graphic novels in inverted commas, and they're like Christian and very offensive and stuff. One of them is called Mean Mama, and they make up this narrative where she also has a giant clitoris apparently. And
You mean we actually predicted something?
no, it's an old one. I think I watched it like ages ago, and it was very funny. And then
So that's where you got it from.
I think so, not consciously, but I think that's where I got it from. And when I watched it the other day, they came up with lots of, and I was like, oh yeah, that's hilarious, because Mean Mama in the tract has 3 or 4 kids, and she's like a very big rotund woman, and she's wearing a muumuu. And one of the characters is like, I don't know how you got all these kids. Like, seriously, someone consciously stuffed it in you 3 times so you can have those kids. And then I don't remember who it was, but they were like, no, I self-impregnated. They're like, what? Well, I don't know what's coming out of it, but it works. The clitoris. It was so much fun. But I don't know, maybe Iger just has an infection, that's why it's happening to her. I mean, it has been hanging out in the open for quite a while, and you have to be careful with the private parts down there when you're a girl. They easily become infected if you're cold or something like that.
Tales with Mothangel, everyone.
And yes, Irime, that is the Moo joke heavy episode.
Oh,
I
hey,
had forgotten so.
Hey, Shadow, welcome back.
Shadow, I didn't even see you. Hi. Welcome back. Guess you came in for the right moment, I guess. But yeah, I had forgotten about all the jokes. And that's true, Siren. It's just, I don't know, something down our private parts as girls, they're just so, they're very particular and stuff, kind of like us girls. That's probably where we got it from. I don't know. But yeah. Sunday Tales with Mothangel. No, you have to watch the Bible Reloaded. That Moo episode. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Again, it's called Mean Mama, and my favorite of them all, they did with Chick Tracks. I think it's called Fairy Tales ? And they did that with the RPG Minx. And it's hilarious. It's so fucking funny. Well, Simon, I did, and my glass is empty again, so... Yes, I'm tipsy.
I think I'm just gonna call one of these episodes Horny Drunk Moth.
I'm tipsy, but I'm definitely not horny.
I'm tipsy, but I'm not drunk.
But I'm getting to the point where I laugh at everything, and that's usually the right amount of alcohol for me.
Anyway, read.
Okay. No, Simon, I think I think I'm gonna let the bottle stand by itself for a little bit.
It's staring at you.
It is. It is. Oh.
You wanted to do this. Don't pick this on me.
I'm not saying anything. I'm trying to read. Remember, I need glasses as well, so this is not easy. I figured they tried to ambush you at the platform. You know, I can think ahead. I'm smart. I know you don't think that, but I am. And, you know, visit the train, take you out, cut off a potential escape route in the process. She shrugs. It's what I would do, so I hightailed it out here and set up an ambush on my own. With a lot of help from my clitoris. By the way, if we can get past my doctor at one point to get the tests from whatever came out of my clitoris, I don't know, I rubbed it too furiously, I think, and something came out. I have no idea. Maybe I'm a hermaphrodite and it's actually a penis. Who knows? Whatever. What do you think, Varren?
Well, my answer was going to be good thinking, but with all that extra information, I don't know how to respond to that.
Thanks, Iger, maybe.
I'm gonna go with good thinking.
I don't know where your pancakes are, Shadow, but now I want pancakes. I haven't made pancakes in ages, though. I'm not very good at flipping them over. They always break for me. Iger nuts. Thanks. And it's, yeah, and it's by the way, Siren, it's evening over here. It's past 10, so I've had breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so drinking is acceptable. Except, you know, especially because I'm not alone. I have Varren here, I have you guys here. But I think I'm gonna put away the bottle, because this is getting bad.
He's asking you to finish it, isn't it?
It is. Gone.
It's still there, calling to you.
Varren is not very nice to me at the moment.
What do you mean?
He's being a very bad influence. And ew, sorry, ew. Ew. I was just thinking that maybe Monica could have given her some sort of infection, because Monica was sleeping around with everyone, and I don't think she was the kind of gal who would use protection.
So it's an
Especially-
STD.
Yes. Anyway, that's enough talk. We've got a job to do. Iga swings her rifle up and over her shoulder. There are an unknown number of hostiles topside. They're well equipped, decently trained, and hell-bent on killing us. What do you say, Varren?
Well, we'll see what happens. But first, there's some more dialogue for you. Work for your pay.
You don't pay me.
We'll discuss that later.
We're not going to discuss that later, guys, because he's not going to pay me. At all. Sorry to say that, but true. Last I heard, Gloris was on the north end of town. Dietrich was out getting coffee when all hell broke loose. I say we get them.
Let's go hunting.
You too.